With the stories around Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, the funeral preparations for him are underway at the Kwaphindangene. And of course, the family did ask that people don't make their way to Kwaphindangene, but of course, those who love him have been arriving anyway. Let's cross live now to Moloko Moloto. He is at the place where the funeral will be taking place. Moloko, I believe it's the regional Mangosuthu Buthelezi Stadium. What's happening there? Any sweeps by the SAPS?
Hello, Masero. Well, indeed, the Mangosuthu Buthelezi Regional Stadium here in Ulundi is a hive of activity. I'm just going to ask my colleague Linge to show you some of the people who are here. The lady in red is the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Nomusa Dube Ngube, or Nomusa Ngube Dube, who has been here for quite some time. And on the other end of the stadium is the Minister of Police, Beki Cele. He is accompanied by the National Police Commissioner General Fani Masemola. They have been in that briefing, Masero, for the past hour or so, briefing the I'm not too sure whether it would be the IFP briefing them or them briefing the IFP leaders. Mkhuleko Hlengwa, the spokesperson of the IFP, is with them there. And as you can see, the work is underway. So far, they are really trying to put up all this stands and all that. Earlier on, we saw the members of the military. You will understand and remember that the President of the Republic, Cyril Ramaphosa, in the week actually declared this a special official funeral category 1 with elements of military honors. So the military is certainly going to be playing a role here. So earlier we saw them doing their rehearsal or drills ahead of Saturday, and they even had a mock coffin there which was draped with the flag of South Africa, and just trying to tick all the boxes ahead of Saturday. I'm not too sure how big this stadium is. I've been trying to make those calls. Some are saying it's a 15,000 seater and others saying it's a 10,000 seater, so I'm really not too sure. But there are about 3 marquees that have been erected inside the pitch. So you kind of like get a sense that activities will be happening right in the middle of the pitch, and the people who will be coming here to be part of this special official funeral are likely to be seated there at the grandstands. And the presidency has just announced now that President Cyril Ramaphosa will be delivering a eulogy here on Saturday for Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, as the people of Umlazi, the people of KwaZulu-Natal, and I would also add the people of South Africa, one way or the other, would be bidding farewell to Umntwana wa Kwaphindangene.
And Moloko, it's quite interesting that the family has agreed for the president to be the one who delivers the eulogy on Saturday. We all know the kind of relationship between the IFP and the ANC. At some point, the family is saying that he was quite heartbroken at the fact that they haven't been able to properly mend things with the ANC, to a point where just this year, the IFP signed a service delivery agreement with the DA instead. Just talk to us about the history between the ANC and IFP in particular.
Well, the history between these two political parties date back to the student days of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, who joined the African National Congress Youth League when he was a student at the University of Fort Hare. And he continued at that level as an activist for the African National Congress until a point when he founded his own political party, the IFP, only in 1975. But you would recall that at the time, really, when the IFP was founded, it was really founded as a cultural group. But of course, it later transformed into a political party. And That's how far really the two parties, the ANC and the IFP, dates back. You would have heard Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi on several occasions saying that he was actually advised by the people like the former president of Zambia, Kenneth Kaunda, but also the former ANC president, Owar Tambo, to found the IFP. Now, I have never, not even once, heard any senior party leader within the ANC coming out to refute that particular statement. Maybe they did, but I might have missed that part. So you wonder, therefore, what was the intention if indeed the then ANC president Tambo advised the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi to form a political party at that time. Of course, there's context here. At that time, political parties such as the ANC and the PAC had been banned. They were not operating legally in South Africa. We heard in the week, Masero, when the ANC Deputy President Paul Mashatile visited the family, he said that he's aware that Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, before he passed on, had wished that there could be reconciliation between the ANC and the IFP. I am not too sure really the type of reconciliation he had envisaged here, but some of the speakers had been saying throughout the week that if you look at the colors of the IFP, they somehow resemble the colors of the ANC, and they say that Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi had insisted that they should kind of like look like the ANC because somehow he still had this affinity towards the ANC. But of course, there's also another history of violence here between the two organizations. And we have, since Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi passed on, we have had commentators, we have had people really talking. The ANC itself, when they issued out a statement in reaction to his passing, they said they acknowledged that Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi has had a multifaceted relationship with the ANC. You might have heard the president of the IFP, Mr. Velengosini Hlabisa, yesterday during a memorial service at this very same stadium, when he was saying that Prince Buthelezi did not support calls by the ANC for economic sanctions, for disinvestment, but also for the armed struggle. And he was saying that for that stance, the ANC vilified Prince Buthelezi, to a point that subsequently there were about 20,000 people who lost their lives during the time of black on black violence. And he's been saying, that is president of the IFP, that you cannot blame one person at the time. They are mentioning statistics which I'm not too sure where they get it from, but I suppose they may have an idea to say of the 20,000 people who died then, 12,000 of those were IFP members and the 10 were ANC members. But also, there's also this so-called Moonshot Pact, or the multi-party charter, which the IFP is part of, with the DA, to wrest power from the ANC after next year's elections. When they, on the other side, they are talking of a possible reconciliation. We don't know how all this is going to pan out, Marcel.
All right. Reporter Moloko Moloto live for us there at the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Regional Stadium in Ulundi in KZN. Thank you. Let's leave it there for now. Of course, we do